Hi, and welcome to Module 7 for ECE 410. We are more than 1/3 of the way through the semester, so we are almost approaching the halfway point, so it's exciting. So in the first part of the semester, we really focused on what is special education, who is in special education, families, culture, sort of getting the context of special education. And now we're moving into a different, so I'd say, phase of the course, a different focus of the course to really talk about more methodologies. And that's what we're going to focus on for the last half of the course. So the first half was sort of the context. What is special education? Who's in special education? How does society view people with disabilities? How do families perceive special education based on their culture, all of those elements. And that's important to lay the groundwork for our work with children with disabilities. So in this module, we're going to start talking about inclusion. Many of us, when we graduate, will work in inclusive settings. And we will talk about what is inclusion and what does inclusion look like. And I'm going to share my screen so that we can go through what are these elements. Just minimize this, sorry. Okay, so the first element of this module is a reading by Parlakian. It's a really good reading that provides an overview of what is inclusion and what does inclusion look like. This article is specifically talking about infant toddler settings. However, it gives a lot of really good background knowledge to help us when we're thinking about working with all children in inclusive settings. So it's a really great article. Then we have an article about, a movie, a YouTube video called Ruby's Inclusion Story. It's a short video. It's about a young child and their families aim to have the child in an inclusive setting. Then there's an article from the Children's Defense Fund about inclusion for children with disabilities in other aspects of their life besides just general early child care, early childhood settings that cater to children with disabilities and what that looks like and sort of the struggles families have in finding appropriate programming, which is a very real struggle. It's a little bit dated, and I will see if I can find a more recent article, but it has a lot of juicy details that are important and really identify the struggles families have in finding appropriate programming for children with disabilities. So I encourage you to read that. And then there's another video. So this is Including Samuel. It's a longer video. This video is found in the BMCC video database, in BMCC's library. It's in the Canopy database. So there's a handout here, and there's also a video where I walk you through the process of accessing Including Samuel. So you're going to need to know the name of the video, which is Including Samuel. And then you can use either this handout or this video, click the links, and that will take you through the steps of watching the video. It is a longer video. However, I think the video is pretty amazing because not only does it talk about one family's situation, but the father of Samuel is a video journalist, a photographic journalist, and he brings a larger context of inclusion to the story and talks to many other people about inclusion. So it is longer, but I would highly recommend that you take the time to watch it. It's an award-winning movie, and it's pretty powerful. So because that is a longer video, we only have 2 fieldwork videos this week. So there's only 2 fieldwork videos to write about. And then here's the space for you to write about your fieldwork videos. And then your Code of Ethics Professionalism project is the project that you're working on this week. So last week, the last module, module 6, you had the opportunity to explore the Code of Ethics for NAEYC, NAEYC, and for DEC, the Division for Exceptional Children. Now we're going to have the opportunity to either take a deeper dive into picking 8 of those and analyzing them, or creating your own ethical or professionalism standards. So you have a choice in this assignment. You can analyze 8, 4 from NAEYC and 4 from DEC, and there are guidelines, or you can create 5 ethical professionalism standards. And just so you know, as always, there are some materials here to support you in that process. So if you click, there is a chart for writing your professionalism Code of Ethics project. Okay, and it says here you have 2 choices for this paper. The first is option A. You can see this guides you through option A. And then if you scroll down, whoops, I passed it, sorry. Let's see. I gotta find the space where there's option B. Not there. I'm going to best. There it is, option 2. I think I called one option A and one option 2. Sorry about that. So here's where you can create. You pick one option and you should write 1 paper. So whichever you feel inclined to do, that's what you should do. And there are prompts to help you and guide you as you write your paper, develop your project. And then there's also the guidelines here for creating your project. So you can see, and please be sure before you submit your project that you review the criteria for assessment, the criteria for completion. And ask yourself, can you answer yes for each of these elements, for each of these questions? If yes, then you have a well-developed project, a well-developed paper. If you answer no, then maybe you want to revisit that element and see how you can revise your paper to prepare it for submission. If you answer no, most likely I'm going to say to you, this you're going to have to go back and revise. So these are the criteria for assessment, the criteria for completion. So ask yourself for option A or option B, there's separate criteria. Can you answer yes to all of those? So that chart is there for a reason. I also just want to remind everyone that I go back and give you feedback to all of the fieldwork posts that you write, to all of the assignments that you submit. So if you're not looking at the blog posts or the fieldwork posts that you submit after you submit them, please go back and look at them because I do give you feedback. Also at the end of the module, I will give feedback on the module before. So for example, we're in module 7 now. If you look at the bottom of module 6, you'll see that I gave feedback, what I call Jen's takeaways. I should maybe call it Jen's reflections. Maybe I will change that to be Jen's reflections on module 5. So you will always find my reflections there. I will change that, not call it takeaways. We also have supplemental instruction with Melissa. That's Wednesdays from 10 to 11 in the morning and 7 to 8 in the evening. It is a great time to come together, to chat about assignments, to talk about content. Melissa has taken ECE 410. She is a graduate of BMCC's ECE program. She actually took ECE 410 online. Please reach out to her. If you're not a member of the WhatsApp group, you might want to join the WhatsApp group with Melissa. You can stay in touch with her that way as well. I am not on the WhatsApp group. So you can connect that way as well. And it's just another avenue to stay connected, form community, and have a space to talk about 410, talk about content, talk about questions, talk about assignments, things along those lines. So I encourage you to connect with Melissa. I encourage you to join the WhatsApp, and I encourage you to participate in the SI sessions on Wednesday. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. I am here to support your success. We are almost at the halfway point. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for being a part of our learning community. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great week. Be well. Bye.